Now, one of the skills I see in you is you are a master at negotiation. So, for anyone who's watching this, do you have advice if someone is in a field where they are negotiating on a regular basis, whether that's they're in college and they're learning this skill, or they're in a situation where they have to negotiate any type of a deal? Is there anything that you would, one or two little pearls of wisdom when it comes to negotiating?
I don't know how master of negotiation I am, but I'll tell you what I do. If I know I'm willing to pay, like the salary, like a client needs to pay X amount to get this person, I don't come in with a higher number trying to negotiate down to get what I want. I tell the client, this is what we need. If a candidate thinks he's worth, like I won't lowball a candidate on an offer, knowing I can come up if they don't like it. I actually tell them what the best deal is. So I just put the best offer on the table, and they're either going to accept it or decline it. Okay, so there's not a lot of negotiation back and forth, and it's clean. It's not manipulative. You know, I see a lot in negotiations. Everyone doesn't want to get screwed, but if I know I want to pay X for a car, uh, that's my offer, and if they don't take it, fine, I'll just leave. So I think in negotiations, it'd be good to just be upfront with people and not try to manipulate them all the time. You know what your limit is, know what you're willing to do, offer that, and they'll either accept it or decline it. They may make a counter offer, there may be a little tweaks in there, but that's how I negotiate. There's not a lot of negotiation. I'll walk away, can you walk away from a bad deal? And then if you want, as a client, if you know you're going to offer the person 100, don't offer them 90 and come up to 100. Everyone's going to get irritated. Just offer them 100, and if the person wants more and you're not willing to go there, that's it.
Be done.
Be done. So it's okay to not have a deal. It's okay. It's okay to pay a little more than you have to if you're okay with that number. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I never try to get something at the lowest price where I'm really milking the other person. I have friends that just love to do that as sport. It's just not in my nature. I want the other person to feel okay and make money, and I want to feel good about my purchase. So I'm okay if I overpay a little bit. It's not a problem for me. I think it's good karma.
But knowing you for as long as I have, these are the observations I would offer in that. One, you clearly communicate. Throughout the process, anytime I've talked to you through a negotiation, you are always clearly communicating throughout the negotiation process, which is a key aspect of the negotiation process, right? And in the times when you do maybe a little bit pay more than what you would, you've built a relationship throughout that. So then you have a clear-cut connection for the next time. And the person is willing then to come back to you if they have other good deals in the future. So you've built a clear connection with someone, and you haven't burned a bridge by attempting to get the lowest price offer.
Yeah, and that's what I do with my vendors. I don't try to really get them at the lowest price, because you're building a relationship with a vendor. There's this whole new word out there. They're not vendors anymore. They're your partners, right? They're your strategic partners. Well, I've been operating like that forever because they are. And if they resent you because you've really got them to lowest possible, like below where they were comfortable, they're not going to go beyond down the road, and my vendors / partners, a lot of them they're all my friends. So treat them like a friend.
And that comes right back to compassion again, right? You have
It
compassion
does.
from this side from their side of the equation, right?
Yes. I just thought it was good business.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. A strategic partner or a vendor, if you treat them right, they've referred business to us. So if you're really ruthless with your partners, they're going to not like you. They're not going to refer business. They're going to resent you. And so we get so much business from our vendors. If they see a client that needs to hire somebody, they tell them about us. because they've got a good experience with our firm. So it extends, to our staff, to our vendors, to our clients, to the community. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when we sat out on that question, you're like, oh, I'm not a master negotiator. But when you dive deep into just that one simple thing that you do, there's a whole process that underlies that creates a network of relationships that adds value to your business.
Yeah.
And
And it adds to your reputation.
yes.
Listen, people don't realize if you're cheap with your vendors, it will get out in your reputation in the community. People will start talking bad about you. Oh, he's a cheap SOB. He's just ruthless.
Yeah.
That's not really the reputation I want to have in the community.
No. And in this way, you're known as a heart leader, right? When we circle around to the whole point of this, it's like you're leading with compassion, connection, love, care, and that builds a brand in itself where people desire to do business with you, people desire to socialize with you, and in the community, you're known as a staple. I know you just came from an event where you donated money to help the community. And you do that quite regularly. So what drives that desire in you to support and help the community?
I just feel very grateful for what I have, and that my father was always very generous. My religion supports that, so it's just like it just feels like the right thing to do, to not hoard my money, but to use it to give back to the community. So I've set up my daughter to run the foundation where she'll evaluate a lot of the requests. And again, it supports the community, it supports my business, it makes me feel good.
So
I don't really think about it too much, I just do it.
it's just an extension of who you are.
Yeah.
So when we look across all these dots, business, personal, your self-compassion, there is a very strong thread in how it all weaves together. How frequently do you pull up out of that and look at how that all weaves together?
I do it more in the business setting, where with my staff, I've got employees all around the country, and I'm really cognizant of making sure that's in with them. With my friends or my personal life, I don't think about it that much. I'm thinking about it a lot lately with myself, right? It's like a daily practice to bring some kindness and compassion when I get frustrated or angry or sad, and bring that, and if I'm overly critical of myself. So I've been spending more time personally, and I am very much aware of it in the business setting. As a leader, how do I want to show up to my staff?
Well, for me, as an observer of you, it's pretty impressive to stand outside of it and watch how it all interweaves, because you do consistently show up the same across all aspects of yourself. And it's one of the things that I highly respect about you. Like if I see Steve at an event, it's going to be the same Steve that I see when it's just you and me, and the same Steve that I would see no matter where you are. And it is a very admirable quality from my side. So
Thank you.
no, thank you.